Even if April was Autism Awareness Month, autism awareness shouldn't stop because the month is over. Throughout the year, we should consider the thoughts and actions we take towards those with autism. But what is autism? Here's what we know. Approximately 1 in 59 children are diagnosed with the autism spectrum disorder. Boys are 4 times more likely to be diagnosed with autism than girls. Though these stats are important, we will never fully understand what autism is until we look past the numbers and simply listen to the people with it.
Hi, I'm Sam.
My name is Gotham.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Richie.
Hello, I'm Jolene, and
I'm a person with autism.
Autism is a neurological condition which just causes the brain to function differently. Certain hard challenges become easy, but at the same time, easy challenges like putting down a toothbrush can become hard.
It can give people social challenges or unique strengths.
There's a whole spectrum of autism divided into 3 categories. There's low, medium, and high functioning. When I was 5 years old, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, which is specifically a type of high functioning autism.
Well, when I was really young, when doctors were trying to give me a diagnosis, my traits fell into many different categories, including autism and Asperger's. But I didn't directly fall into one of them, so they just gave me ADD-NOS, Attention Deficit Disorder, not otherwise specified.
And the way I found out that I had autism was actually an accident because I was coming from a meeting and I saw these papers and I was curious on what the papers were and I picked them up and I forget exactly what it said, but there was something on the paper that was Jolene and then autism. I was like, autism? What is that, mother? And then she was like, oh, it's this. And the reason why they hidden it was because they were afraid that I would use my autism as an excuse, which actually did happen, but I've learned to no longer use it as an excuse, but instead as a way to inspire.
One of my difficulties with autism is dealing with my stress and maintaining my social life. And I don't want to say, but really, I had to deal with certain situations where I was not actually able to communicate with other people because I have autism. I'm not really taking this as a discrimination, but I'm taking it more how I think and how people respond to me. And a person with autism is has more different thinking, and I happen to go through some of that.
Well, I've had trouble communicating and being social in general. I have a very bad attention span and sometimes I don't process the things that are said to me. So sometimes, when I was younger, I'd go up to someone and talk a lot and then I just walk away without listening for an answer.
As a person with autism, the biggest challenge for me was having to deal with my life socially. Every day for the past couple of years, I've been trying to talk with other people, but they didn't want to interact.
Whenever I hear autistic being used as a joke or insult, it's not only offensive, but doesn't produce the end either person desires, as the person who's being offended by being called autistic probably doesn't have the condition at all, and the people who do have autism that hear these jokes are being directly offended by the person who is making fun of autism.
I think it's just not only disrespectful to people in the autism community or in the spectrum, but also to anyone in their life or their families. And I think people just don't hear about autism enough, so they think that it's a joke and they don't understand the history of autism or the history of the R word or something like that. And so they probably don't mean to make fun of the autism community, but it really does hurt, whether we show the emotion or not, that we're hurting really bad inside.
Someone who has autism is not a joke because we're those that are trying to overcome a situation where we can't really avoid it. I mean, that's who we are. It's part of our life. If someone is called, oh, you're autistic, and if it's in a mean way, then it's like more of an insult, and like it like hurts what they're like trying to accomplish.
I take offense to it. Like those people, they're just being rude, and they're not considering like how a person with autism would react to it.
When I hear these words being used on someone else, it's just a straight blow to the chest. No one who would ever use that would have ever understood the actual meaning of what it actually feels like to be a person with autism.
We create these stereotypes about autism, like we're really hard to deal with, or like we're violent, or just like we don't have any emotion, which is not true at all. And like just you see it a lot in movies, and like you kind of have to do the stereotypes in like Hollywood or something. But also like I guess it's just because autism in general is just like such a wide spectrum that it's like really hard to comprehend and like take in all this information about it because it's so diverse. Like you could like learn one thing about someone who's high functioning but not know anything about someone who's low functioning, and the only way you would know everything about autism is that if you either had autism yourself or if you knew someone in your life who has autism also. So we just, I guess, create these stereotypes about autism just to like understand, like try to create an understanding of it almost.
I know it's like very difficult to understand how we used to behave when we had autism, but it's basically a learning process. We like overcome what we like normally do, and then yeah.
So some experiences I have like being a person with autism is that like it brought me like this like interest in like psychology and all that, like looking at a person's perspective, and it's also autism has also like helped me like love challenges and all that.
Peer Mentors is a student organization here at Arcadia High School, and our role is to help the students with autism at our school to feel more bonded with their community and to feel more safe knowing that they have peers who are here to help them out. We hold lunch meetings with students with autism, and we also receive special training so that we're able to work as best as we can in our school to help out students with autism. I've learned through peer mentors a lot about autism as a disorder and about students and how they deal with having autism. I've also learned a lot about how to help out around school when I see a student that I'm familiar with that has autism. I've also sort of gained, in a sense, a bit more sympathy and empathy because I understand what autism is now, and I understand what I should do in order to encourage students with autism to feel like more integrated in this community. After hearing about the students with autism and how they felt about autistic being used as an insult and being a part of this program, I really despise when people call each other autistic or use it as a joke, because autism it's not a choice, and it's not even something that's bad. And so when they use it like that, it's really sad to hear. And it's just, if you really want to help out your community, a way to do that is to stop people when you hear them using the word autistic as an insult. If you have autism, it's not something that's bad, you know? Just because it's a disorder doesn't mean it's a disability. You should really embrace it, and you should really live your life to the fullest, acknowledging it. And I personally don't have experience having it, but I can tell for sure, having worked with students with autism, that it's not something that really hinders them, and it's not something that should hinder you either. If you ever feel unsafe amongst your community or amongst your peers, just come talk to people like us, come talk to other students with autism, come talk to organizations on campus that like to help out students with autism, because there's always someone that's going to be here for you.
To all the other people out there with autism, don't feel any shame for having autism. It's part of who you are, and you wouldn't be yourself if you didn't have it.
Autism is a challenge and a gift. It is basically a challenge as you get more social challenges in life, but a gift as it brings up special perks and it makes it part of you.
I'm just like any other person, and you don't have to look at me differently just because I have a disorder. And just respect people in the autism community and try your best to learn as much as you can about it.
Those that have like autism should be taken really seriously and taken like normally. They should like take a person with autism as like another person they can like hang around. Say if people want to make friends, they're like willing to make friends too, and then we can still like maintain a really good life with them. And basically someone who has autism can like show the world how they're able to give benefit to it. Like some have artistic talents, some like want to grow up and become a good mathematician. Like those kind of like very great talents can be shown to the world. Yeah.